Appreciate it. We must go back to Miami and rejoin our Isa Suarez. She is standing by. We have reestablished connection. Isa.
Thanks very much, Aisha. Yes, I was introducing you to Michael Joseph, who is the president of the Antigua and Barbuda Red Cross. He got a look at the damage in Barbuda on Thursday, and he joins me on the phone now from St. John's in the US Virgin Islands. Michael, thank you very much once again for taking time to speak to us. Before we talk about what you've seen in St. John's, give us your perspective of the situation in Barbuda, because I remember quite vividly seeing those aerial pictures and hearing the Prime Minister talk of the destruction on the ground.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I think everybody had the same feeling once the Prime Minister broke news of what he saw. I think what I wasn't prepared for was the images that were coming out of Barbuda isn't anything in comparison to the real life feeling and the real life images that you get to see for yourself once you get into Barbuda. I'm talking about, you know, I would have said that 100% of Barbuda's infrastructure was completely devastated. We're talking about, you know, houses, concrete structures that were literally pulled apart by Hurricane Irma. And the devastation, it's none that I've ever seen before, none that I've ever experienced. I can't fathom how such a storm, a Category 5 hurricane, could have done things like this. And I had the opportunity to speak with a lot of the residents who would have went through it. And the stories that they're telling are quite horrifying. As a matter of fact, many of them are saying that for what they experienced, that wasn't just a hurricane, that was a hurricane with tornadoes in it. And this is where the devastation really came from their experience and their explanations.
And Michael, you are in many ways our eyes and ears on the ground. Tell us those stories of people you have been speaking to. You were saying that almost 100% level of destruction there. What stories are you hearing from the people on the ground?
So some of the stories people speaking about that, you know, one part of the roof got torn off, and then they had to go into the cupboards with their family, with their kids, and they had to put blankets and pillows against them just so that they wouldn't move, and water were coming in. And as soon as the ice started to pass, they ran out into the open, and it just seemed like at that point everybody decided to run out of their building. And from one of the stories, they jumped into the back of a pickup truck and decided to drive to the shelter. And as they were driving, this is when the back end of the eye came, and there were 40-foot containers that were just being thrown across the road. Huge trees that are hundreds of years old were just being ripped and snapped in the middle, and houses were just being lifted up and just thrown into the sea. I mean, these aren't stories that you expect to hear that people are experiencing. You know, these are things that you see only in the movies.
Yeah. Utterly harrowing. Michael Joseph there joining us now on the phone. He's the president of Antigua and Barbuda Red Cross. Michael, appreciate you taking the time.